everyone, and welcome to Checkpoint. I'm really excited to be with you today again at Checkpoint. And I want to start by saying thank you, and thank you so much for all that you do for us here at Checkpoint. Thank you for your likes, thank you for your shares, thank you for your comments, and thank you most importantly for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Now, because of all you do, our message is reaching a wider audience, and for this I am very grateful. Now you know how we roll at Checkpoint. It's time for you to invite your friends, your relations, your associates, and your neighbors. Tell them it's time for Checkpoint. I can't wait to share the beautiful things that I have in store for you today in today's episode. So please, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, share the link, and share the link. Let everyone know that it is time for Checkpoint. And I will be right back after the break to share with you what topic I have for you in this episode. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Now, today on Checkpoint, I'll be sharing with you a topic that is so dear to my heart that I believe will be a blessing to you. And today's topic is becoming an unforgettable public speaker. Becoming an unforgettable public speaker. How many of you have had the privilege of listening to somebody speak, and when the person was done, you were like, wow, this was good, or I'm inspired, or I'm elevated, or I'm motivated to do the right thing? You see, what happens there is that the public speaker rendered that public speaking exercise in a very, very notable and powerful way. Becoming a public speaker, not just a public speaker, but an unforgettable public speaker, is one of the best things you can do for yourself. Let me say this very clearly, that public speaking has become a very important skill in today's world. Public speaking has become one of the very most appreciated skills in the world, because communication rules the world, because ideas cannot rule the world until it is communicated. And this is why I want to encourage you, irrespective of the field that you are in, public speaking is, in fact, communication is so important. Being able to speak to the public about what you do, irrespective of the field that you are in, whether you're in arts, media, entertainment, sciences, finance, banking, whatever field of endeavor that you are, public speaking skills are one of the must-have skills of the very century that we are in. So this is 2025, and between 2025 and even 2035, public speaking skills are so essential. I know you would say that AI is doing its bit in helping people to pass their message across, but listen to me, there are things that AI would do, and there are things that only you can do for yourself. So I want you to get up and prepare your mind and inspire yourself, because there is need for public speaking. Public speaking is a must-have skill in this modern world, and you have to understand how to become an unforgettable public speaker. I'll be sharing with you in 10 E's for public speaking. I hope they will be a huge blessing to you. All right, let's go straight to number one. Number 1 E for public speaking is energy. Somebody say energy. When it comes to energy, you have to develop the tone for your session. You have to develop the tone for what you are saying. Imagine I came to you, I wanted to speak today, and I came and I'm like, welcome everybody. What our topic today is becoming an unforgettable public speaker. What would be your reaction? But you have to exude that energy, the energy that makes your audience want to listen to you. Let me tell you this, irrespective of the field of endeavor you have found yourself, public speaking is a skill that you need to have. Whether you are a doctor, an engineer, a teacher, a tailor, a fashion designer, a furniture maker, communication skills, public speaking skills are skills that you have to develop. And I said that number 1E is energy. You need to set the tone for what you want to share. When you come into a room, whether you're in a room a physical room or whether you are online like I am right now, you have to set the tone for the energy. You have to come alive. You have to express that inward joy. You have to show the people that what you want to say is already bubbling on your inside, and you can't wait to share with them what you have in mind. So energy sets the tone. See, the energy I am exuding, even in this video, will tell you, well, what is she talking about? And even if you are meeting me for the first time, you want to say, no, let me hang on and see what she has to say. So energy is everything. You have to exude that energy. You have to set the tone. And when you set that energy, see, energy attracts. That's one powerful thing about energy. And when people see your energy, they want to tap into that positive energy. But when you are dull, feeling frustrated, feeling down, nobody wants to listen to you. So next time you're trying to speak, I know you have a lot of intellect. I know you have a lot of fat. I know you're even intellectual, but beyond your intellectuality, beyond your ability to comprehend what you are saying, what is one of the things that are very important is that you have to exude the energy that fills the room. If you stand on the stage, I know you're nervous, I know you are tense, but find a way to exude a positive energy, an energy that says, I'm confident in what I'm sharing, an energy that says, I have something that will be a blessing to you, an energy that says, by the time this session is over, you will be better for it. That kind of energy. You need to exude that energy for you to become a public speaker. Don't dull the energy in the room. Don't kill the energy in the room. You have to exude that energy. You have to set that tone. And listen to me, there are people who may not say anything tangible, but if they get the energy right, they remain unforgettable. Everyone wants to relate with them. Everyone wants to be like them. Everyone wants to connect with them simply because of the energy they exude. Earlier today, I had an opportunity to go to NTA for a recorded show, and as I was speaking in the program, by the time the program had come to an end, one of the things that I have always heard from people who get to interview me is, we wish this time didn't have to end. A little time has passed and it looks like we've been here. These kinds of comments or remarks are things that let you know that you left some positive energies. The one of today told me, you are going to come back again, because I thought this was just 5 minutes and we spent almost an hour, because the energy in the room was infectious. There was laughter, there was joy, there's this positive vibes and energy while speaking, and this is something you have to do as a public speaker. So number 2E is what I call enthusiasm. When you hear the word enthusiasm, what comes to your mind? Enthusiasm is another word that starts for passion. Passion. When you are speaking, you have to be passionate. If you're not passionate about what you're sharing, how do you expect your audience to be passionate? Have you ever, in the course of speaking to a public or to a group of people, sensed that the people you are speaking to are not even interested in what you are saying? When the passion in the room is low, it affects the person speaking, because you begin to second guess yourself. You begin to ask yourself questions. Am I really sharing something valuable? Am I really sharing something tangible? Are they even enjoying my presence? Do they feel like they're wasting time with me? Enthusiasm is so necessary that it starts from you and then extends to them. Now, if you're lucky, you would have an audience that already have their own enthusiasm, which means that whatever little enthusiasm you're able to bubble up, they capture it and they escalate it. One of the sweetest things that can happen to you as a public speaker is to be speaking to people who are enthusiastic. When they're enthusiastic, a little thing you say makes a large impact. The little thing you say gets celebrated widely. That's what happens when you have an enthusiastic audience. Now, if you are waiting for your audience to be enthusiastic and you don't have any element of enthusiasm, it's not gonna work. So if you want to be an unforgettable public speaker, Number two thing you have to do is you need enthusiasm. Be passionate about what you are saying. Believe in what you are saying. Be convinced beyond every reasonable doubt that what you are saying makes sense and can change the life of somebody. If it doesn't minister to you, why should it minister to them? If it doesn't speak to you, why should it speak to them? Many people climb the stage unsure of what they want to present. And this is where preparation comes to play. You need to prepare ahead of time. You need to put in quality time. Make sure that you are ready for your presentation. Make sure that you are passionate about what you want to present. Internalize it, because you cannot be passionate about something you have not been able to internalize. Internalize the concept, internalize the idea, internalize the details and the facts necessary for what you want to share. And when you come out enthusiastic. When people are listening to you, they want to be sure. Do you even believe what you are saying? What you are telling us, is it convincing you first? How do you want us to be convinced if you, the public speaker, is not convinced? So this is what here enthusiasm plays a role. So next time you stand on that stage, next time you are about to share, tell yourself, I know what I'm saying, I believe in what I'm saying, and what I'm about to say will change the life of somebody. Capiche? All right, let's talk about number 3. Number 3, E, about public speaking. Remember, we're talking about becoming an unforgettable public speaker. So number 3 is eye contact. Eye contact. Imagine I'm about to speak to you, even though I'm doing this online, and then instead of looking at you, I'm looking at the ceiling. I'm looking at the throw pillow with me. What do you think would happen to my conversation with you? You need to maintain eye contact. You need to speak to the eyes. Don't speak to the ceiling. Some people stand in front of a crowd and they are so nervous and feel intimidated, so much so they begin to look up to speak to the ceiling. Some others look down to speak to the floor. The best way for you to speak is to look at your audience. Try to connect their eyes. I know that if you're not careful, you might begin to look into the eye of somebody who does not believe in you at all. The eyes of somebody who does not even think that what you're saying matters to him or her. This is why you have to be selective in the eyes that you speak to. So when you want to speak to the eyes, but be selective on the eyes that you are speaking to. Make sure you're speaking to the right person. Make sure you're speaking to the person who is connecting with you. Of course, when you're on the stage, you will know those who are connecting with you. You can tell because of their body language, their mannerism, the way they are feeling and absorbing the things you are saying. You can tell the ones who are connected to what you're saying. And when you find them, please keep your eyes fixed on them. There may be 2 or 3 or 4 or even more in the crowd. Just to make sure that you are connecting to them. Make sure there is eye contact. The value of eye contact, even in one-on-one conversations, even in the conversation between you and a group of people, even in the conversation between you and an audience, it can never be underestimated. So keep the eye contact going. Look at them straight into the eyes, not in a way that you stare, but in a way that you're telling them, I believe what I'm saying, and you will be convinced by the time we are done with this conversation. Capiche? All right, let's talk about number 4. Number 4, E, that you have to engage in order to become an unforgettable public speaker is what I call expression. Expression. As you speak, express yourself. Don't stand like you are rigid. Don't stand like you're being electrocuted. Some people stand in front of people and they stand like if they shift their head to the left or to the right, something bad is about to happen to them. Relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax and allow both your face and your hands to tell the story too. Now, I know your mouth is the major instrument with which you are telling the story or with which you are communicating, but allow your face and your hands to also tell the story. So when you talk to people, express yourself. Don't just put your hands in your pocket or fold your hands or put it at your back and feel uncomfortable, because when you're doing that, you are equally making your audience uncomfortable. So you want to make them relax. You want to be that unforgettable speaker. Speak with your voice, speak with your face, allow your face to communicate what you are saying. If you are saying something sad, have a sad countenance. When they're saying something exciting, have an exciting countenance. Allow your face to tell the story. Equally, allow your hands to join in the storytelling. This will make you an unforgettable speaker, because long after your voice stops speaking, they will keep remembering the expression on your face, and they'll remember the movement of your hands. Have you ever had an opportunity to speak to an audience and then you discover that you couldn't move? You felt like you were freezing. At some point, shake it off. And you can crack a joke, you can use an icebreaker, you can tell a story, whatever helps you to relax and equally helps your audience to relax. That's expression. Express yourself. Let them know, this is what I'm trying to say. This is the reason why I'm saying this. This is how it's going to benefit you. And I am convinced that the same way what I'm sharing with you changed my life, it's going to change your own life. That is expression. Are you getting it? So I've been able to share with you. Number one, I told you energy. Energy is very important. Number two, I told you enthusiasm. You need to be passionate about what you are sharing. Number three, I spoke about eye contact. Keep your eyes on them, not on the ceiling or the floor. Number four, I talked about expression. You need to allow both your hands and your face to tell the story you are trying to tell. Now we go on to number five. Number 5E is what we call engagement. Engagement. By engagement, what do I mean? When you are speaking to people, talk with them, not at them. There is this tendency for us to always talk at people, but you need to talk with them. And talking with them means you have to be engaging, all right? You could start engaging with them by either asking a question or even saying something that they can relate with, or saying something they can connect with, or even asking for feedback while you're still on stage. That way, they are able to connect with you. That way, you are also able to engage them. So you can say something that can make them laugh. You can say something that can make them reflect on certain questions, right? You can say something that will make them communicate with their neighbor on the left or on the right. But no matter what you do, as you are speaking, make sure you engage. Don't speak like a robot. Don't speak like you are artificial intelligence. Communicate with your audience and engage them. Engagement is the difference between a boring speech and an engaging speech. Engagement is different between a boring speech and an exciting speech. When you give a speech, how people react towards the speech, how people react to what you are saying will tell you if you were engaging them well enough or if you weren't engaging them well enough. So engagement is what keeps the action going. Engagement is what makes what you are saying relatable. It's what makes them connect to what you are saying. It's what makes them apply themselves into the scenarios you have produced, all right, into the talks you have given. The engagement is what makes them feel that they are a part of what you are saying, and they feel it, they see it, they connect with it. So connect with your audience. Don't just talk at them, talk with them. When you are talking with someone, you calm down for some time, you wait for feedback, you ask for feedback, you elicit the feedback, and you respond to the feedback. Because communication does not end when there is feedback. After feedback is a loop. It goes back to you as the person communicating. You say something again based on the feedback you have received. So communication is not a straight line. It is usually a loop, like a circle. Something you communicate, they encode it, you encode it, then you communicate, and they decode it and they give feedback. They understand it, they give feedback, and when they give feedback, you will now decode their feedback and encode what you want to say. It goes over and over again for as long as the communication lasts. So this is very pivotal if you want to become an unforgettable public speaker. Next time when you stand in front of a few people, whether they are people who are younger than you, whether they are people who are older than you, whether they are teenagers, speak with intentionality. Speak to drive energy, speak to release enthusiasm, speak with eye contact, speak with lots and lots of expression, and very importantly, speak with intention to engage the people you are speaking. Because the difference between that radio that is in your room that is tuned on and is just saying stuff, or the television that nobody's watching, and you, who is a human being standing in front of them and communicating, is engagement. Now let's talk about number 6. Number 6E, that will make you an unforgettable public speaker, is what we call emotion. I'm sure somehow you would have been assuming or guessing that I would get there. Emotions are powerful. Being an emotional intelligence expert, I know the benefits of the emotions. I also know the ways through which emotions can destroy our communication. To be a public speaker, you need to know that facts inform, but emotions transform. Let me say this again. Facts inform, emotions transform. You don't just want to inform your audience, you want to transform your audience. And if you really want to transform your audience, you need to add emotions to it. Now, I know you have heard me say, don't allow your emotions to give you direction. But you also need to understand that our emotions are tools that we can use for the greater good. Let me give you an instance. How many of you have knives in your kitchen? Are you aware that that knife can take away the life of somebody in your family? Of course, you are aware, right? But you know that that same knife is a very vital tool if you want to make meals in your family. So the same knife can be for good or be for evil. So in the same way, emotions can be used for good and emotions can also be used for bad. And this is why we talk about emotional intelligence, because you have to use emotions in the way that it serves your purpose. You have to use your emotions in the way that it serves your assignment, it serves your vision and your mission in life. Emotions are not your enemies. You just have to know how to use them. And when I talk about emotional intelligence, it's all about understanding your emotion, being aware of them, understanding them, being able to manage them, and then being able to tune into the emotions of others so that you can have a good relationship with them. That's what emotional intelligence is basically all about. And if you utilize these emotions in this way, one thing will be sure: it will manifest in how good relationships you have. Now, bringing it back to public speaking, when you are releasing facts will inform them. They will say, okay, this is the situation of things, these are the state of things, okay, that's fine. But beyond that, you need to use the emotions in your speech. Use emotions that bring positivity, emotions that inspire, emotions that motivate, emotions that enlighten, emotions that make people feel like they matter. All of these emotions, if they are put into proper words, can change your public speaking and make you an unforgettable speaker. So let's use a little emotion here. You've been listening to me for a while, and if you came late, please go back to the beginning of the video and watch to this point. What I'm trying to say is this: that you are capable of being an unforgettable speaker. You are capable of being that one that everyone wants to listen to. Do you know there are people who just tune into my videos simply because they just want to hear what I have to say? Others tune in because they just want to hear my voice. Others tune in because they like how they feel after they have listened to me. You know, must be a reason why people should want to listen to you. There must be a reason why people want to hear what you have to say, you know. And when you are always speaking and the emotions you are releasing are bitter vibes, all right, vibes that make people not like themselves, then something is wrong with that kind of communication. So you want to become an unforgettable public speaker. One of the things you have to do is to ensure that you are that public speaker who speaks with the right set of emotions. When you use emotions well, these emotions will serve your purpose, they will serve your vision, they will make you become that one that people want to rally around. Think of great leaders that have inspired generations one thing they have in common is that they know when to utilize the emotions for the favor of the people they are leading. Example, when presidents, American presidents and other country presidents, when they are trying to run for the campaigns for the election, they try to do one or two things that touch the people. So you don't want to solicit the people's response without touching their hearts. Beyond talking to them, touch them. And when I say touch them, I don't mean you should physically use your hands to touch them. I mean touch them with your words. Touch them with the things that you say. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And through your words, they can see how much you care. So as a leader, as a public speaker, let the people you are speaking to, the people you are leading, know that you truly care for them through the words that you are saying. Is that okay? All right, let's talk about number 7. Number 7 is eloquence. Eloquence. I understand that all of us do not have the same level of education. I understand that some of us are more educated than some others. But listen to me. Simplicity is the highest form of beauty. Let me say that again. Simplicity is the highest form of beauty, which means that eloquence does not mean you have to use big words or big grammars or words that are too difficult for people to comprehend, or you have to send them to the dictionary every time you talk. In fact, there is a particular man of God in our country that when he speaks, in fact, you cannot comprehend what he's saying unless you have a dictionary by your side. Well, people have loved him for it. Some others have gone there so they can learn the big grammars and stuff like that. But simplicity is still the highest form of beauty. Just make it simple. Whether you are writing, whether you are speaking, whether you are communicating in any form, just keep it simple. Let people understand using simple words what you are trying to say. You know, when you come to an audience and you're just dishing out big words here and there, well, for the moment they might just laugh, for the moment they might just look at you and they're like, who is this one? But then they would easily forget what you are saying. They will just remember the big grammar and forget the substance of what you have said. So next time you are trying to speak, or next time you have an opportunity to be a public speaker, please remember that eloquence is important. When you are speaking and you have to stutter at every word, when you are speaking and you have to use jargons, you know, a time not long from now, when I'm speaking, usually I would always use this word I noticed it and I stopped. In fact, it started putting me off. When I watch my videos and I see myself doing I'll keep telling them, please delete this part. But I knew that it was something I needed to work on. So recently I've been working on making sure that I don't do when I'm talking. You know, sometimes I don't even know that I am doing it, because as I'm speaking, maybe I'm trying to understand some words and I'm lost in those words. I just see myself, it's just almost unconditional or unintentional. I'll see myself doing is when I'm now watching the videos, I'm like, no, this is not okay. So every one of us is striving to become better. Every one of us is striving to become better in our communication. I am also working on myself. I'm not sharing this with you because I've perfected all of them. I'm still a work in progress, and I'm glad for how far I have come. So when you stand in front of your guests or your audience, try not to use a lot of repetitive words. Try to understand the things you are saying. Try to articulate your thoughts. That way your eloquence will be sharper and better. Number 8 thing that you need to add to your public speaking in order to make yourself an unforgettable public speaker is what we call evidence. Everybody can talk. Everybody can make a sentence. Everybody can make a statement. Everybody can practically open their mouth and talk. What makes one speaker different from the other speaker is the fact that there is sufficient factual evidence in what they are saying. Now, when we talk about evidence, we mean stories and data that make your words unforgettable. Stories and data that make your words unforgettable. When we talk about evidence, we mean that your words should be factual. When you are saying stuff, Make sure that you have researched what you're saying. Make sure that what you are saying is correct to the teeth. A particular teacher was teaching some little children in primary school, and what the teacher was trying to tell them about the highest flying bird in the world. And the teacher said, the eagle is the highest flying bird in the world. And a little girl in the class said, Miss Jane, please, I have an answer. I have the correct answer. And the teacher said, I just told you the correct answer. She said, no, Miss Jane, that is not the correct answer. The highest flying bird in the world is called the griffon rupel vulture. And the teacher was like, what? Eventually, because it was in the civilized world, the teacher was able to say, that's correct. I need to upgrade my understanding on this concept. You see, if it was here in our environment, of course, we know what will happen to that child. You get some knocks, some ridicule, and they'll tell you, why will you try to outshine your teacher? But I thank God it wasn't in this area. But it's important that what you are saying is factual, is correct. You made your proper research so that you are not saying things that people cannot connect with. You are not saying things that are wrong, because there are people who have this unusual boldness. They don't care if they call you out in public. They don't care if they make everyone know you are wrong. They will call you out and they have no shame. So this is why you have to make sure that your data, your facts, your stories are very, very correct. Even in our current dispensation rather, there are people who are even calling out pastors for saying things that are wrong, things that are not factual, even stories that did not really happen. So whatever you are communicating as a public speaker, you need to make your proper research, proper preparation. Make sure that your stories are factual, your data is correct. So these things are one of the ways through which you can make yourself an unforgettable speaker. Everyone wants to listen to that kind of speaker that when you are done, you're like, wow, I know better now. I can do better because I am now not just informed, but I am transformed by knowledge. This is what you have to do to yourself. Public speaking is not easy. I don't want to say it's not for everyone, but everyone who is willing to put in the work, so put in the sacrifice that is necessary to become a public speaker. Because not everybody can open their mouth to talk, but everybody cannot become an unforgettable public speaker. This is why you have to ensure that your words carry evidence, that your words are true and they are checked. You see, currently we have something called fact checkers. And if you post something that is wrong online, the fact checkers will come and tag what you posted as wrong, blasphemous, and scandalous, and ethically incorrect. So you have to be careful with the things that you say. All right, so check your facts, make sure they're correct, and then go ahead and speak. Okay, let's share with you number 9. Number 9E is what I call excellence. Excellence. What you are saying has to be excellent. All right, when you come to the stage, respect the stage, respect the time you have been given, respect your audience. Don't talk like ghetto in the presence of classy people. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. Exude excellence. What's excellence? Excellence is paying attention to the minute details. Be excellent in your speech. All right, you might not be the highest grammar speaking person, but then just be excellent in your presentation. Start well, have an introduction for your speech. You can even start with an icebreaker depending on who spoke first. If the person who spoke first inspired everyone, you can key into that atmosphere of inspiration and say what you want to say and connect with the previous speaker. Thank the previous speaker for raising the bar and for enlightening everyone, and then stand on that pedestal and speak to the people. Exude excellence. Don't sound mediocre. Mediocrity does not have any place. Now, let me tell you the truth, a truth that you need to know. Our current world, the world we are in right now, They do not have any patience for mediocrity. Our world is no longer patient with mediocres, and this is why you have to step up your game. Don't say, oh, anyhow my voice is, they will hear it. Anyhow my English is, they will like it like that. It doesn't matter if I am well educated or not. Don't do that. If you want to become an unforgettable public speaker, exude some excellence. Try to relax, but show that you've got something, that the people who invited you did not waste their time inviting you. So next time, exude excellence. Pay attention to very minute details. It's something that will keep bringing you back. Even the Bible tells us that Daniel was preferred above the presidents, above the rulers, above the magicians, above the wise men of the city. Why? Because an excellent spirit was found in him. When you are a public speaker that has the spirit of excellence, one thing that will showcase in your presentation or your public speaking is that there is an excellent spirit on you. And if there is an excellent spirit on you, I assure you, people will come looking for you. The kings and queens are supposed to come to the brightness of your rising. And what is that brightness of your rising? Excellence. It was excellence that made Queen Sheba to leave her own country and come to look at the excellent reign of King Solomon. Excellence is so important. Excellence is so required, and this is why you must do everything in your power to exude excellence. When you're given a time, stick to the time. When you're given a stage, don't be jumping up and down. Don't show them. I know you have some ghetto inside you, but you don't have to let it loose on the public stage, right? You just have to control yourself. Be aware of your emotions, manage the emotions you are feeling at that time so that you can exude excellence. And now for the last point, the last E that will make you an unforgettable speaker is what I call endurance. Endurance. I know you want to be an unforgettable speaker. I know you are pushing yourself so hard. I know you are making the necessary effort. I know you are putting pressure on yourself. I know you are paying the price that is essential. But even after doing that, and you are not as celebrated as you would have desired, you are not as needed as you are gifted, you are not being celebrated, rather you are tolerated, all I'll tell you is this: keep showing up, keep doing it, keep pushing yourself, keep growing. You may not be celebrated now, but soon you'll be celebrated. You may not be sought after now, but it won't be long, you'll be sought after. Just remain consistent, keep showing up. I know how it feels to be so good at what you do, and yet few people make demands on you. I know what it means to be so gifted and talented, and yet it looks as if you are living a lonely life because there is no hot demand on you. Your generation is not seeking you on the basis of the richness of the deposit of God upon your life. I know what it feels like. But I also know that if you give up now, you gave up too soon. I know that if you give up now, you gave up before the day of your manifestation. I also know that you cannot afford to give up, because if you give up, you have lost it. And this is why I want to encourage you and tell you, keep pushing. Yeah, they may not talk about you so much at the conference. Rather, they might celebrate somebody who is popular yet empty. Don't worry about it. Keep showing up. You may even present yourself to be accepted for a program, and then at the end of the day, they reject you and choose somebody who is popular yet does not have the substance. Keep showing up. Keep putting your best foot forward. Keep putting yourself in places where opportunities are waiting for you. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. The tendency is there. I tell you because I have felt it. I tell you because I have experienced it. I tell you because I have been there. I have been rejected from being a speaker at programs. And it didn't stop me. The fact that they rejected me there does not mean they don't want me there. And sometimes when you are rejected like that, don't say, oh, I'm no good. I am not good enough. They left me out because I don't have what it takes to be a blessing to my generation. Don't do that to yourself. If they reject you, no problem. That audience was not for you, but there's another audience waiting for you. There's another audience that need you. There's another audience depending on you. And this is why you have to keep pushing. You have to keep showing up. You have to keep pressing in. You have to remain consistent. Remain consistent. If you give up, you gave up too soon. And you can still become that unforgettable public speaker, but you need to put in the work. It doesn't happen automatically, right? You have to put in the work and keep putting your best foot forward. I am rooting for you, and I believe in my heart that by virtue of all the things I've shared with you, you're going to be an amazing speaker. You're going to surprise your world. Don't write that English in exams. You're going to be the best thing that happened to your generation simply because you refuse to give up. So keep preparing, keep pushing, keep paying the price. It won't be long. You'll be celebrated. It won't be long. Your world will hear your voice. And can I tell you one more thing? Your voice matters, and your voice carries weight. These are the few things I wanted to share with you today on Checkpoint, and I hope you have been thoroughly blessed. Until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and on the sands of time. This is all for now, and much love from me to you. Bye bye for now. Mwah.
Hi everyone, I hope you are blessed by that message. All right, so I want you to just go ahead and support us. If you are led, go ahead and just sow into the account right on the screen. And I know that as you do that, God will bless you big time. Because of the seeds you are sowing, you will be able to reach a wider audience on different platforms. So please do well to sow that seed, and God will bless you. Love you.